It's time for another installment of The Musings of My Mind
with Mike Howery. As an American, I naturally think that English is the best language in the world. Now, not British English, American English. I was driving my lorry down on the pavement when I realized I was out of petrol. So I opened up the bonnet and found my gearbox was shot. No thanks. But one of the things that makes English so wonderful is how flexible it is. Not only can you make almost any noun a verb and almost any verb an adverb, it's also super absorbent, like a paper towel or a sponge. Now, English actually comes from ancient German, but as various people invaded our little island, we began to take small pieces or entire chunks of linguistics from the Nordics, the Saxons, the Romans, and anyone else who happened upon our little isle. But we didn't stop there. By the time the last century had come around, we had accepted words from languages like Hebrew, with words like bath and babble, and words from Spanish like barbecue, armadillo, and platinum. We took words from Celtic, that's from Ireland, like drum, galore, hooligan, and of course leprechaun. We even took words from Japanese like kimono, karaoke, and sushi. Hundreds of years ago, English didn't include any of these words because we didn't have a use for them. We didn't chase down rainbows looking for buried treasure, and we didn't eat raw fish wrapped in seaweed. I'm not really sure why we started that one. But as these cultures integrated into ours, so did the words that went along with them. In the 12th chapter of Romans, Paul begins by saying, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world." Now, I don't think Paul was talking about using words like ukulele and moo-moo, but I think he was talking about absorbency. The human being is a giant sponge. Like the English language, most Christians in today's society behave like sponges. They absorb just about everything that shows up around them. We take on the attitudes and ideas given to us by the mass media and the people around us. But Paul told us not to conform. Now, I'm not talking about rebelling against everything that's in our culture. That's right, nonconformists, let's unite and as one refuse to conform. The word world in that verse can actually be translated world system or even world order. It's often used as a counterpoint to God and his ways. In other words, Paul was telling us to avoid absorbing the sinful habits of the people around us and the cultures that we live in. And that's hard. I mean, we're surrounded by news broadcasts that are designed to make us afraid. TV shows geared to make us against family and family values. Movies tailored to make us accept alternative lifestyles. And books written to conform us to the world's materialistic way of thinking. But we're supposed to not conform. Like English, we should be able to adapt to the world around us, sharing the gospel and good news with other people in the way that they can understand. But unlike our wonderful language, we shouldn't just absorb everything that's around us. I mean, it's okay to use words from various cultures, but let's not absorb the attitudes and worldviews of cultures that disagree with God's word, or even ideas that come from our own culture. Rather, let's do what the last part of that verse says. Let's be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Let's clean out whatever bad thoughts or attitudes or viewpoints the world has stuck in there, and instead look at the world through the eyes that the Bible gives us, through faith, hope, and love.